Do you know there's a lonely island in Mexico where hundreds of dolls hang lifelessly from trees? Their glass eyes staring into eternity, waiting for the ghost of a little girl who drowned long ago. Local fishermen call it La Isla de las Muñecas, the island of the dolls. And they say that when the wind blows, the dolls whisper her name in trembling Spanish. The story began with a man named Don Julian Santana Barrera, who moved to this remote island to live in solitude, escaping the chaos of the world. But one day tragedy struck when he found the body of a young girl floating face down in the canal, her tiny hand clutching a broken doll. Traumatized, Don Julian hung the doll on a tree as a sign of respect. But soon he began to hear cries echoing through the night. He said it was the ghost of the girl, searching for her lost toy, weeping, sobbing, and calling out from beneath the water. So he began collecting dolls, broken, dirty, faceless, hanging them all over the island to appease the spirit that haunted his dreams. Visitors who came later claimed they saw the dolls blink, move their heads, and murmur when no wind was blowing. Even the air feels heavy there, like every doll carries a trapped soul, frozen in silent agony. Don Julian became obsessed, talking to the dolls, feeding them offerings and whispering prayers to keep the ghost girl calm. Years passed, but one morning, Don Julian's body was found floating in the same canal, where the little girl had drowned. And from that day, the dolls seemed to cry louder, their cracked faces dripping with rain, like tears of the dead. Tourist watchers say at night you can hear the soft sobbing of a child, and if you listen too long, you'll start crying too, without knowing why. Some swear the dolls' eyes follow them, their heads turning slightly, as if warning them not to stay after dark. Photographers who try to capture the perfect shot report strange static. Ghostly figures behind the dolls were faces appearing in their camera screens. Locals say once you visit, one doll will always remember you and follow you home in your dreams. Sailors refuse to pass near the island after sunset because they say the dolls scream when the moon rises. Even scientists who visited could not explain the strange electromagnetic fields around the island, as if the air itself is alive. The legend grew. People brought their own dolls as offerings, believing it would protect them from the ghost's curse. But others say every doll added just gives the ghost more faces to wear. The locals call her La Niña Fantasma, the ghost girl, who still searches for her doll, crying endlessly for what was taken from her. Some witnesses described seeing a small figure wandering between the trees at dawn, her white dress soaked, her hair tangled in the branches. When they approach, she vanishes, leaving only the faint sound of dripping water and a child's whisper, "Donde está mi muñeca?" Where is my doll? A few unlucky ones claim they saw her reflection in the canal before being dragged by unseen hands into the dark water. Some visitors wake up screaming, swearing they felt small wet fingers clutching their ankles during the night. A young traveler once stole a doll from the island as a souvenir, and days later he was found dead, drowned in his own bathtub. When police examined his home, the doll was there, sitting perfectly dry on the bathroom floor. They say its eyes were wet. To this day, nobody dares touch a doll from the island, not even for money. The locals say once you hear the crying, it never leaves your mind. Today, tourists come from all over the world, drawn by curiosity and fear, to witness this eerie museum of haunted dolls. Boats approach quietly, the passengers whispering, afraid to disturb whatever sleeps beneath the water. Dolls hang from every tree, some headless, some armless, all staring at the newcomers with hollow plastic eyes. The sound of the wind through their cracked mouths creates an eerie chorus, a symphony of whispers. Some visitors leave flowers, toys, or candy, hoping to earn the ghost girl's mercy. Others come only to take photos, but their cameras often capture something unexpected standing behind them. And at night, the island glows with a faint light, as if hundreds of souls are awake, waiting to be remembered. Those who stay too long often return homesick, haunted by nightmares of crying dolls and drowning children. Some say their phones play the sound of water dripping, even when turned off. And some never speak about what they saw again. So next time you see an old doll, missing an eye or a smile, remember, it might be more than just a toy. Maybe it's waiting for someone to notice it, to listen to its silent tears. Maybe it remembers the island, the girl, the canal, the moment everything went wrong. They say if you close your eyes and listen carefully, you can still hear her crying across the water. A whisper that chills the blood. Where is my doll? And if you answer, she might find you. So, Would you dare visit the Island of Tears? Or would you rather stay safe, far away from her weeping voice? Remember, some stories aren't just legends, they're warnings. Subscribe if you're brave enough to hear the next ghost story from the world's darkest places.